Hello, lovelies. Welcome to my podcast, Souls Awakening Together. In this episode, I am completing a spirit reading over the energy field of Aaron Doughty. He is a very well-known spiritual YouTuber, one of the original spiritual YouTubers who started creating the kind of content that we see on YouTube all the time now. He's been doing it, I don't know, 10 years maybe. And I have been following him almost that entire time, ever since shortly after my spiritual awakening. So at least 7 or 8 years now. And he has come such a long way in that time. It's been really cool to just see him in his process, see him becoming who he is now. And he has like 1.5 million followers now, which is no easy feat. That is quite a bit. And I think that he has this thing where he's just this really regular, likable guy. He does have a very intense fire energy, but still has a humility that I think is really, it just makes him very likable. And it makes him really popular with people. It makes people comfortable with him. And so I felt intuitively guided to do this reading for him. I'm actually going to be doing the beta testing for his coaching program, and I just signed up for that this morning. He also is in Austin, which is just a few hours away from me. I'm close to Dallas, Texas. And so I he's been on my list for a long time, and it just popped into my head today, and then it just felt right. I was asking my heart over and over. It really felt like the right thing. So he's not a particularly controversial figure, but I am just really curious to see what's going to come up. As far as my impression of him, he's just as nice as can be. So if you are new here, I'm Queen Wortham. I am a spiritual transformation coach and an intuitive energy healer. I complete spirit readings, which is like a analysis and exploration of a person's energy field. And I always do it long distance. And I do ask for permission from the person's highest self before I complete the reading. But on a spirit reading like this, the messages that come through are specifically for you. Whoever is watching this, it is made specifically for you, because at a higher vibration, there is sameness, there's harmony. What comes through is going to resonate with so many people. And I would love for Aaron Doughty to watch this, but I'm definitely not intending for him to watch this. And so it's important to mention that I am not actually the one who is guiding this spirit reading. I don't have a list of things that I'm going to ask about. I am literally allowing the wisdom of his spirit guide the spirit reading for you. We use the celebrities as a platform to discuss the issues that are affecting the spiritual collective at large. So, with that said, let's get into it. I have no idea what's going to happen. I never do. I never do. First thing, something in the root chakra. Really feels like it's about money. So I looked around online for some information about him. And the sense that I get is that he's a very private person. And I'm wondering if he makes moves, or if he has people working for him that make moves to remove information about him, like private information, from the internet. Because there was just almost no information. Or is he just like so not controversial that he's not a person that there's a lot of stuff being said about him? I don't know. But the vibe that I'm getting, I'm just feeling the energy. I'm feeling the energy that he has investments. He makes money doing what he's doing, but he also has investments. He has things that he doesn't talk about on his channel. And he has a real talent for making money, a real talent. He is much more wealthy than he lets on. And what I'm hearing is like this is part of why he is kind of stuck on his look. You know, he's a very nice looking man, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, as a single full grown woman. He's really nice looking, but he has this kind of like disheveled look. And in the message that I'm getting is that he's sticking with that disheveled look to steer people away from the truth, which is that he has a lot of money. So very interesting. That's the first thing that wants to come through. And of course, you can think whatever you want about that. I certainly don't see it as a bad thing or anything that's suspicious. I just think good for him. That's just my personal opinion. So it's like so much more than you would think, and more coming, more coming. So what's he going to do with all this money? That's the question that's coming through. What's he going to do with all this money? He has a girlfriend. I don't know how long he's been in the relationship that he's in, but my impression is that it's fairly new. I looked around online to see if I could find out who she is, and there was nothing. He hasn't posted any pictures about her that I know of, but I haven't been following his content really closely for the last year or so. So maybe he has said more about it that isn't coming up online. But this woman is the one. Like that's very much what I'm feeling. She is the one. They want to have children. So, you know, he's a provider. That's part of what he's planning for, having children. Always wanted children is what I'm hearing. And then he's also, you know, he's a younger brother, and he is becoming the person in the family who he's going to be like the patriarch of the family. He's going to be taking care of everybody. He has the money. He has the resources. He's also developed this just such a leader mentality. So he is growing into this role, being a leader of his company, leader of his crew, leader of his family. And then now he'll be having his own family. And I'm feeling this so strongly. You know, there's something like I feel intuitively that he's going to end up watching this. And as far as I know, none of the celebrities have watched the spirit readings that I've completed. And so it would be a first, as far as I know. But I have a strong feeling. Maybe not soon, maybe at some point in the future. So I say that because I feel like this message is coming through for him too, that she is the one and you are going to have children. Like, that's exciting. I'm feeling that excitement, like I'm giving that news to a person. Power chakra in the future. So if you're new here, I'll just do a real quick explanation. I see things according to chakras. Where they show up is showing me what area of life this thing, you know, this energy is referring to. And I see things in the future coming from far away. They come closer. Right here is the present moment. And then across here is the past. The further away I see it, the further into the past it is. I see things related to the crown chakra here, and then the third eye chakra, then the throat chakra, heart chakras in here. Power chakra is the largest area that I see. And then sacral chakra and root chakra here and here. This future, this is the past. Just to let you know how it is. So something wants to come up in the power chakra in the future. This is present to future reality. And I'm seeing his business partner, Victor, really good friend, old friend. It's very solid figure. So he's solid like this. The energy feels solid. It feels heavy. It feels very permanent. It feels planted. But then when I look in his face, it's like not good. It's like a little like twisted and evil. I mean, definitely just my impression, comes across as this very nice guy. But what I'm sensing here is that at the time that they became friends, Aaron did not have the confidence or the power or the money that he has now. Victor was the one he was kind of the alpha. Aaron really relied on him, really looked up to him, really relied on him, really counted on him. And they've had this partnership for the longest time. But what's coming through really clearly is that the level of power and money that is being dealt with right now, that Victor does not quite have the integrity to be able to hold his center. What I'm also seeing is that Victor has had a tendency to be kind of insulting and belittling to Aaron sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. And Aaron has perceived it as Victor being a good friend who will tell you the truth. He has perceived it as tough love. He's perceived it as bold honesty. But there's an energy there. There's an energy there that is starting to not feel right. And what I'm sensing is that Victor has been going through an especially stressful time, like something personal going on with him, like maybe in his relationship. Is he like trying to conceive, like he and his wife are trying to have a baby? I don't know. That's what the energy feels like to me. So there's like personal stuff, and it's making Victor's dark side come out. And when I see his face, like, it does not look like a trustworthy face. It does not look like the energy of someone that you want close to you. And they have such a bond. They've been working together for so long. They're very, very intertwined. So Aaron is feeling some mixed feelings about it. He's wondering, starting to think like, is it time to start making a plan for doing something different? He definitely doesn't need Victor. He can find someone to replace him. He has enough money, he has enough power, he has enough notoriety. It would be easy to replace him, but there's a loyalty there. He feels very conflicted. And there is this newfound self-love, self-worth, self-respect that Aaron is feeling after being with his current girlfriend. He's feeling more loved, just really seen and loved at a level that he has never felt before. I'm feeling that really strongly. That's like full body chills kind of thing. Like he is feeling so loved and so seen and so safe. I watched a video of his last night, he said that it was the first video he had filmed in a month. And he said that he was in Ibiza, Spain, with his girlfriend. And so I don't remember what the video was called, but it was in that video that he made the announcement that they were doing the beta testing for the coaching program. And I signed up for it this morning. So just give you a timeline of where we are, if you happen to be a fan and following him. So yeah, he's feeling very loved, and it's just making him ask things for the first time, like, why am I putting up with this shit? Why am I doing this? Is loyalty really that important? It's what I'm sensing is that there have been some times recently where Victor just really crossed the line, like he was just very disrespectful. There's some jealousy there. It's like the money is going to Victor's head. Like it's making him less concerned about what people think. And so, it's giving him this certain confidence. And so Victor's doing that thing that so many people do, the thing that gives people with money a bad name, where because he has money, he doesn't care what people thinks. And so he starts acting like an asshole, But the truth is, he was having those thoughts the whole time. He just wasn't speaking them. Now he has the confidence. He's just letting them out. And, it's revealing an aspect of his personality. It's revealing something in him that's unhealed. So money is an amplifier. It's an amplifier of the energy that's already there. So remember that. Remember that if you happen to have cultivated the opinion that there's something wrong with having a lot of money, or there's something wrong with people who have a lot of money, or that money turns people evil, it's just amplifying what was already there. So that's, a bit of a reveal. But, it'll be resolved somehow. So what's next? So they want to talk about the girlfriend. So she's in the second chakra. Interestingly, not a bad thing. So when I see romantic relationships, I see them in the second chakra, which would mean like sensual, sexual, intimate closeness. I'll see them in the power chakra, which means that it's an empowering connection for the person, or that it's draining their power. And then I'll also see them in the heart. And so the location and the length of the relationship, like how long it's been going on, how serious it's been going on, the location combined with that can tell me a lot about the relationship. So she is showing up in his sacral chakra. So for him at this time, this is very dominantly a sexual connection, intimate connection, sensual connection. So yeah, I mean, he's very in love. I'm hearing the word obsessed, but not in an unhealthy way. Obsessed in a way where, like, that's good news for the girl, good news for the girl, because he's like very stuck on her, like really, really stuck on her. And what I'm hearing is that this is a new level of intimacy for him, a new level of feeling the sexual side of himself, which I'm sure is very exciting. Strong bond developing between them. The intimate connection is creating a very strong bond, very strong energetic bond. And the energy is swirling like this because his energy is going out, his sacral chakra energy is going out, and then her energy from her heart is going into him. So that's how it works when a strong bond is created through intimacy, that the masculine energy partner will penetrate with his sacral chakra energy, his second chakra energy, his lower chakra energy, and then the feminine energy partner will pour out of her heart and penetrate the masculine energy partner's heart. So I'm feeling that really, really strong here. Very strong. Also, what wants to come through is that he has high, healthy testosterone levels. He takes supplements and takes care of his body in a way, and has a diet in a way where he has optimum testosterone levels. And his testosterone is working really well for him in his relationship, in his money, in his business, just in the way that he moves through the world. It's really, really working well for him. He manages his energy very well. What I'm hearing is that it's like this is funny. It's like an announcement, like this, like victory kind of thing that wants to come through, that he doesn't have a porn addiction. And I see how that is relevant because so many men do. So many men do. And it's because it's the kind of thing that isn't talked about. I believe that it's so much more of an epidemic than most of us realize. And I never even thought twice about it when I was in a marriage, that I'd been married for over 20 years when my husband passed away. And so becoming a single woman again, I've just noticed, noticed that it's a bit of an epidemic. I mean, for sure, for sure. And what I believe, but also what wants to come through very much, is that it's something that is so bad for men and so bad for society at the level that it's at right now, because it's so widespread, and it has spread like wildfire because nobody's talking about it. And what will come through eventually is just that it's more common knowledge that this is something that's actually very bad for you. And it's something that it will become so much more normal for parents to watch out for it with their young boys. And so what I'm hearing is that Aaron is like just old enough to where it wasn't quite as normal when he was hitting puberty, when he, was at the age where he would have become addicted to it. It wasn't so normalized like it is now. And so, it's not that he's never used it. This is funny that this wants to come through. So it's not that he's never used it. It's just that he never used it so much that he became addicted to it. And he had a spiritual awakening and has just been aware enough of himself that he never let it get out of control. And then now it's at a point where it's a spiritual thing for him, and it's part of being devoted to his girlfriend. Like he just completely abstains from using it. He understands it to be an unhealthy thing. And that makes him different than so many other men his age, so many other unmarried men his age. Not that married men aren't addicted to pornography, because I'm sure that plenty of them are. But you know what I'm saying? I would assume that it would be a little more likely that a single man would be addicted. So what else wants to come through about that? That's what wanted to be said about that particular topic, but something else wants to come through about his girlfriend. I'm just feeling a very sweet energy from her, very loving energy. So they were friends. I learned this on his video last night. They were friends. He'd known her for a long time before they started dating. She always had a crush on him. He always had a crush on her. It was just never, like, for whatever reason, it was never activated. It was never something that either one of them came to the conclusion that they should act on. No, I guess there were moments. Like there were moments, there were certain times, like they would hang out, and he would start to think about her. But then for some reason he just thought she would never be into him, and they just wouldn't, it wouldn't work between them. There was something, that made him come to that conclusion. But there's still this feeling of victory with him, like that he remembers those times of wanting her and thinking that he wouldn't be able to have her. So there's this acquisition, a feeling of acquisition. And that's, yet another thing that testosterone does. It's one of the gifts of testosterone, that men want to go for something and obtain. And, that's what makes them so interested in women. And then being interested in women makes them become gentlemen. If it wasn't for their interest in women, then they wouldn't have nearly as much motivation to wash their hair, to put sheets on their bed. The details are the realm of the feminine. The little tiny details, that's the realm of the feminine. The big things, the big picture issues, the skyscrapers, the highways, that's the realm of the masculine. So yes, that pursuit of women in general is so much of just what made him want to be the best person that he can be. And it's not just good looking, it's not just having money, it's also being just like the way that he pursued it, like really being the best person that he can be, being the healthiest person that he can be. And it's the testosterone that just made him like go for it and stay with it. Just very strong masculine energy. And he has developed it on purpose. And it's just really wanting to come through so clearly. This is a testosterone driven man. What you see in him is a healthy expression of testosterone driven masculine energy. Very healthy expression. So there's the empowered masculine, and there's the disempowered masculine. So what we think of as the toxic masculine, that is the disempowered expression of masculine energy. He has a very healthy expression of masculine energy. It's like, that's what the testosterone is designed for. He's playing his part. It's his part in the cosmos. He's fully playing his part in the cosmos, in society, in culture. But he's also developed his feminine side. So he's a very balanced individual. He's in touch with his feelings. He's in touch with the spiritual realm. He has Venus and Scorpio. Yeah, Venus and Scorpio. So just makes him a little mysterious, a little mysterious when it comes to love and emotions. Wants to go deep with the love and the emotions. Very loyal. Yeah, just I'm seeing this energy of just like diving really deep into the emotional experience. And with women specifically, diving deep, looking at it with such scrutiny, going into a level of detail in the analysis of his romantic connections that it's like at a level that very, very few men reach. And this woman is reaping the benefits of that. Serious, like, she's so in love. She's so in love. He's so in love. And what I'm seeing as far as a future trajectory is that she will eventually be the queen in his heart, but the relationship is very new. So it's starting there. And that's honestly a healthy place for it to start. And then what I'm seeing, here's my prediction. The prediction that is coming through is that she will slowly but surely start to replace Victor's role in his business, and that will be an empowering experience for him. She will become a source of power. And when I'm seeing her in this role, I'm seeing her intelligence, like very, very sharp intelligence in this woman's mind, really good business sense, and really just wanting to be of service to her partner, but also just wanting to be of service to humanity. And so she'll just be fantastic in this role. And then I'm seeing children coming, and by the time they have 2 children, then she will be firmly planted in his heart chakra, and she will be the queen of his heart. So yeah, I'm really sensing in her a very empowered feminine energy where she knows her value, and she will never abandon herself for her partner. And that in turn will make her partner respect her and honor her very much. So yeah, really, really healthy connection, really healthy trajectory. And I'm also hearing very clearly that this connection is fated. It is a past life connection, is inevitable. It's been on the way for a long time. Neither one of them saw it, but it's been on the way for a long time. That's cool. It makes me happy for him. So what's next? Okay, so what wants to come up next? I'm seeing something in the past. It's in his power chakra, but very close to the heart chakra. So an issue of power that affected his heart. So I believe that it is the energy of being a child with an abusive parent, verbally, mentally, emotionally abusive. It was his stepmom. So the energy is there, but it feels very clear, but it feels neutral. So it doesn't feel like a wound. It doesn't feel like a stuck energy, but it feels very, very clear. So the message that's coming through is something that I'm sure he's aware of, maybe something that he's said on his channel, but this abusive relationship was such a formative part of who he is. And what I'm hearing is that it was something that he chose for himself from the perspective of his highest self before he incarnated into this life. So he mentions this relationship in almost every video. Like if he starts going into depth about something, he mentions this relationship. And so it was chosen by his highest self on purpose, and it was a seed that grew just everything that he is. So that's the value of these contrasting experiences in our lives. What is unwanted leads us directly to what is wanted. Directly, if you could see, if you could see, it doesn't feel direct. It definitely doesn't feel direct when it takes decades for it to play out. But if you just understand that the contrasting experience is leading you directly to the opposite of what it is. So if you can just understand that, then it'll help you understand where it is that it's leading you to. And the more negative, more unwanted, more impactful an unwanted experience is, the bigger the reward is that it's leading you to. And that is just the Lord's own truth. I am telling you. I don't even know where I heard that for the first time. It's probably something I heard in different words in different ways. Abraham Hicks was, I definitely went through a very, very intense Abraham Hicks phase early in my awakening. And that's something that she talks about a lot. Contrast, the value of contrast. So yeah, it's something that is brought up so many times by him. It's so much a part of his story. I feel like an analysis of his energy field would not be complete without mentioning that. Really important part of his path. I'm just seeing like this big fat seed, like just the fattest seed that you could imagine. Huge fat seed. Like that's what, and it was like, it was a soul contract between him and the stepmother. And then I'm seeing just a forest of beautiful trees in his energy field, in his current day energy field, in his present to future reality. This beautiful forest, healthy trees, and they were all grown from this one seed. Yeah, it's beautiful. So clear. So clear. it's like I'm seeing it like this just very professionally printed photograph, like so clear, so sharp. No doubt, no doubt that that's what was going on there. And, these things are so important for us to remember when we hear these awful stories of things that have happened to people and things that have happened to you. It's so important to remember this. If we can just take the judgment out of it, take the shame out of it, take the hatred out of it, and just see it as this is something that happens in the human experience. And what wants to come through is just like how much his stepmother had such a blocked heart. She was abused. I'm sure that he's aware of that. I assume he's aware of that, or at least he suspected it. But just what I'm seeing in her energy, the energy that of hers that's reflected in his energy field, she was abused. She was sexually abused. She was emotionally abused. She was physically abused. And it was just kept secret. Nobody ever talked about it. Nobody ever acted like it was a problem. Nobody ever acted like it was something that needed to be addressed at all. She was brainwashed to believe that she had a good upbringing, that she had good parents and she had a good upbringing, that she was raised right. That she was brainwashed into believing that, and she believed that to her death, that she was raised right. It's just really, really something that they want you to know. Maybe they want Aaron to know that. Why do I feel like he's going to, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to be in this coaching program and I'm like, get a chance to tell him. Who knows? If my heart tells me to, I most definitely will tell him. So what's next? So he has half siblings. This woman was, this abusive stepmother was their mother. They were not abused in the way that Aaron and his brother were. They were affected by having a mentally ill mother. Those are the words that are coming through. They were affected by having a mentally ill mother, but they were not abused like Aaron and his brother were. So they are in need of healing. And what I'm seeing, this is in the future. They're in need of healing. And what I'm seeing is that Aaron will play a role for them. This like very, very much in the future. I don't know, he doesn't talk about personal stuff that much. He didn't go really into depth about it. But the story that I'm seeing is that either they have children now. I think it's a brother and a sister. That's the energy that I'm feeling. It's a brother and a sister, half brother and half sister. And either they have children or they will have children. And it's when these children grow up, that's when it will all come to light. Like the effect that this woman had on them, like that's when it will come to light. Because, these things are passed down through generations. And it's like Aaron feels emotionally detached about his half brother and half sister right now. But when those kids, come into his life and those kids are friends with his kids, it's like he'll have a heart for these kids, and he will play a very direct role in the healing of his half siblings, because he knows about this stuff. He's the person to do it. And he will be listened to and he will be respected because he is becoming the patriarch of his family. So right now he's really helping humanity. But in the future, he will be playing so much of a bigger role in his family, in his familial legacy. Like, I'm seeing this, it's this energy of like a bronze statue. I'm seeing a bronze statue of him. And so funny, it's in the exact same spot. I don't know if there's literally going to be a bronze statue, but it's that kind of honor, that kind of honor that like his descendants will just honor him. His children, grandchildren, great grandchildren will honor him so much. He will just have such a reputation in his family. And it's in the exact same spot in the future that I'm seeing the story of his stepmother in the past. So that's cool. It's cool. It's like these are matching things. These are mirroring each other. So cool. Love how this stuff comes through. Feel like we're wrapping it up, getting close to the end. I love my work. I love my work so much. It feels so good to be connected to spirit in this way. And this is a beautiful energy field that's nice and clean. What I'm hearing, like something that wants to come through so much, is with Aaron Doughty, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. He's private, but the things that he's private about, if you could see all of it, it still matches. It matches with the way that he's presenting himself. He's not presenting himself as someone who's perfect. He's not presenting himself as someone who's overly concerned with superficial things, because he's not. Like, he wants money for the depth of money. He wants money for the true freedom that it brings. Just unlimited health, unlimited options for everyone. He's a person who lives in integrity. It's not that he's never out of integrity or that he never witnesses anything in his world that's out of integrity, but when there is something that's out of integrity, he's aware of it and he thinks about it and he does what he can within his power to resolve it. So that's part of having integrity. Doesn't mean everything's perfect. Just you take responsibility to the best of your ability, to the point that it's healthy, but he stays in his lane at the same time. Also, what wants to come through is how easily he could have become someone who was so codependent, but is his commitment to his spirituality and to his awareness that has kept him from someone who is just so codependent on a toxic level. He had the makings to be that way. So many people, like what I'm hearing, 95% of people who have gone through abuse on the level that he went through have ended up being extremely narcissistic or extremely codependent. So it takes a rare devotion to self-awareness and to healing and a rare integrity to keep yourself from becoming that way. And final thing I'm seeing is a guardian angel right here, exactly in the healthiest place that a guardian angel could be. So just right there, guiding, and just happy. This is golden, beautiful guardian angel guiding, protecting, and just so proud, so proud. And I'm sensing this connection between him and his guardian angel, that this guardian angel has been with him for many lifetimes. And he has been brought to this place on purpose. And what I'm seeing, what's being shown to me right now, is the way the path of ascension works. So through many lifetimes, we always evolve. We're always getting better. We're always expanding, always becoming bigger. And even when, like, let's just say, just for simple explanation purposes, that someone like Aaron Doughty has been through 40 lifetimes as a human, for example. And someone like him could be just pure evil in life number 36. So you could see someone in their life number 36 and just come to the conclusion, like, this person's straight from hell, or like, this person has not evolved at all. But that's just a short chapter in a much greater story. You never know. You never know what kind of value that contrast is serving for their soul and for all the souls around them. You never know. You can't see how complex it is, all of the things that are working together. You can catch a glimpse of it, but you can't see it. There's no way. So he has been through many lifetimes leading to this point. And on the path of ascension, people just keep getting higher and higher and higher. And the higher they get, the more power they have to bring up those around them. So he has gotten to a level in his life where he has the power to inspire so many people to rise up. He does it directly on purpose. He also does it indirectly. And what I'm hearing is that there are people, so many people, who have contributed to your evolution that you will never know that they even exist. Maybe it's someone who contributed to the city that you live in. Maybe it's a distant ancestor. But none of it is lost. The ascension, I'm just seeing it as this, like a law of physics kind of thing. Like someone rises up, like if everything's flat and all of the energies at about the same level, and then one part, everything's connected. So if one little part rises up, then all of the parts around them naturally rise up too. And so the final message that wants to come through is to just keep rising. There's so much that you can do in this lifetime, just in this one lifetime. There are so many resources available to you, so much information. If you feel that calling, if you feel that inspiration to just keep going further with your expansion and with your evolution, just learn as much as you can, go as far as you can on your spiritual path. It will never be lost. All of that effort, it's helping your soul, and it is so directly contributing to the expansion of so many others in ways that you could never even fathom, and to an extent that you could never even fathom. So, with that said, that is probably the cleanest, happiest analysis of an energy field I've ever done. Probably. I mean, really. Good for you, Aaron Doughty. Good for you. That's wonderful. So happy for him. So happy for all of us that he is a prominent figure in our spiritual collective. Thank you so much for being here. If you need help with anything that you're going through, if you would like some guidance on applying spiritual truths to your own life, I am here for you. You can find everything that I'm doing on my website at queenwortham.com. As I said, I'm a spiritual transformation coach, and so I just help people who are on a spiritual path go through whatever transformation that they are being called to. So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more of this kind of content in the future, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so, so much for being here. I appreciate your presence. And I will be back with more very soon. Sending you love. Bye-bye.